Good afternoon, everyone. Here we are, the Karens, recording another episode of the Karens podcast. Today we're going to talk about women and women's, what was it, National Women's Day? International Women's Day. All being women, all being very, I think, pretty fiercely independent and self-sufficient women. I thought it would be a good topic to talk about. And Megan, you had an event at your place of employment,
Yes.
specifically, right, for this?
Yeah. Shout out to General Cellars in Sacramento, tasting room. And my owners are two women, married couple, and very into women's empowerment and any kind of marginalized community, honestly, like just empowering people, but obviously, especially bringing women to the forefront yesterday. And we had aerialists and we had bunch of different female vendors there that were selling their products. And we had some guest speakers. There was an MC like walking around, and she wasn't a master of ceremonies. She was a mistress of celebration.
Okay.
We had a DJ. They took time out to actually stop and chat with a bunch of women, just kind of about their process and where they are now in their lives. We had an agency that was there called Cash, and they are a nonprofit that works with women who are escaping domestic violence or trafficking.
Mm.
Apparently, there's a lot of trafficking of women in Sacramento. Did not know that.
In Sacramento.
Yeah. In Sacramento specifically, didn't know that.
I thought it was a big trafficking
Hub.
smuggling lane.
Yeah. And so the woman who is I was working the event, so I only got to see everybody and see, the celebration and the smiles and everybody having a great time. It was a free event. It was open to everybody.
Nice.
But when I was walking through, I got to hear one of the speeches, and the woman who's the executive of Cash, she herself was a client of theirs, like a few years ago. She's like, I was a client and now I'm the executive director. And it was just really amazing to see, what women are capable of doing when other people, typically women, are there to help out and lend support and, give help and give mentorship and guidance.
Women supporting women. Yeah,
exactly. My owner was saying, she's like, we're 52% of the population and we control a lot of the money. So if we would fucking get our shit together and work together, a lot can be done.
Yeah, but I think that's like the best stats ever. The challenge is though, I would love to understand of the population of those 52%, how many are still in the subservient, like they're not like us. They're not out making their money. So like, I think there's women that are supporting women, which is great, but then I still feel like women in some ways see themselves as a second class citizen when we're not.
Yeah. So a lot of women.
It's hard.
Dude,
it is hard.
Because I think we could change all the votes and stuff, but when you hear, oh, so-and-so is going to vote for so-and-so because that's just, I can't trust that woman, or I'm not ready for a woman. When most countries have women in prime ministers or running countries, like it's just
it is interesting. The United States view of women is very, very.
That's it. Yeah, the U.S.'s view.
Yeah,
it is
for coming from what we call ourselves like a very progressive society. I'm like.
Well, it is kind of Julie, my partner and I kind of joke. Yeah, sometimes everybody hates women. Men hate women, and sometimes women hate women. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why we do that to each other. It's definitely changing for the better. I just compared to when I started in my career to now, there's definitely a lot more women higher up, kind of supporting and basically choosing to work with other women. I had a client call me last week, just found me online. Her realtors had referred her to a male lender. And she's like, I want to actually base my work around women. So she's like, I just found somebody online that was a female and I'm she's flipping houses. She's the electricians. going to be a female. She's a contractor. The
Yeah,
money's coming from other women. She's like, might as well have a woman lender. And I'm like, I'm on board. That's awesome.
absolutely. They were talking
Yeah.
about that
Hmm.
yesterday, like spending power and like, you can make decisions on where you spend your money as
Hmm.
a woman. And
Hmm.
yeah, if you want to, support women businesses and, support small female businesses. And she's like, yeah, of course you can buy wine anywhere, but why not? They are trying to create an environment that why wouldn't you want to support people who are also supporting? I mean, they donate 10% of their proceeds to like,
Yeah, that's great.
nonprofits and different, they've donated over $350,000 to this day to like different nonprofits and causes that they believe in, which I think is a very female thing to do. I think generosity in business is a little more of a feminine thing. That's just
I
my
mean,
my take.
this is in the past when you've worked for other female owners, have they been as generous? Or are these two
Yes,
just really generous?
I think theirs is a much more altruistic way of doing things. But I would say that when I worked for women in the past, yes, much more generosity than working for a man.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've had women kind of take me under, like female bosses kind of take me under their wings more than male bosses in my career, generally speaking. I've had jerks on both sides, but I've had like some
Yeah,
pretty supportive women role models, which has been nice. I don't know that everybody gets that. Um, it hasn't been that long since women were able to have like their own financial rights. I'm just, me and Chad here. Before the 1960s, women had very limited financial rights, which is crazy. I mean, you guys have probably, I have some older clients. It's been a long time since I've heard this, but early on in my career, I had it's like some single women come and say, "Oh, I remember when I bought my first house, I had to have my husband sign with me. I couldn't do it without him." And, since divorced or since widowed and
yeah.
doing this on their own now, I thought was pretty interesting.
For a
I
long
think
time, the stats in home buying, I think single females were the second biggest buyers market,
Yeah,
behind married couples.
yeah.
In my industry, it's dominated by women, so I haven't had, you know, much. But there's a lot of very, very, very successful women in my
yeah,
industry.
and here, yeah,
So, and then
Yeah.
in the whole like fitness industry, yeah, they're taking that over too. So
yeah,
it seems, I mean, I'm like, looks like we're doing pretty good.
yeah,
Looks like
Yeah. In
we're,
some industries, yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure, and in John's industry is definitely male dominated. It's
Right.
wholesale plumbing
yeah,
and HVAC. However, when it comes to sales, um, they love hiring women. They
yeah,
Yes.
want to
yeah,
hire women. Like
yeah,
they want to. They are
Probably
very
attractive women.
or, well, I mean, historically, I mean, I'm not gonna, won't won't shit on anyone, but
yeah.
I mean, attractiveness has not been as big of a factor as you might think.
That's
But
good.
having
That's good.
being able to walk into the shop and talk shop with the boys, even if you're not hot, it goes
Yeah, well,
a
that's a requirement. Yeah, yeah,
no, I'm saying it's not a
No, she's saying it's not
requirement.
a
oh, it's not
requirement.
a requirement.
Not a requirement. Like
That's awesome.
those, yeah, like I, yeah. So, yeah, they want to hire women. Women do well.
Well, they're
Yeah.
better
Well,
listeners
they're better
yeah,
listeners,
They build
absolutely.
relationships. It's
Mhm.
not always about the sale. It's about building a relationship. You get the
yeah.
sale in the end, and then you
Mhm.
continue to have sales and stuff like that because you built a relationship,
Yeah, but
which,
they just, it's very rare for women to even apply.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
Well, maybe because women don't want to work in a male. I don't want to work in a male dominated place anymore. I've done it. The restaurant industry is so male dominated for so long. A lot of female servers, But like back of the
Back of
house,
the
no.
house.
Back of the house, no. Management usually no. Ownership usually no.
Mhm.
And
Which is
uh,
interesting back of the house is because you think that,
I've
cooking
always
and being in the
thank
kitchen.
you. They told us like our place was in the kitchen until they
Mhm.
wanted to like make money off of it and monetize it and be great and own a restaurant. And then all of a sudden, a woman's place is not in the kitchen. I've always found that very ironic. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, just because that's what men said. But it's the way that it has been. And I'm like, now that I work around other females, other women who seem to have like mindedness and find, just the level of importance of things in their life is mutually exclusive to mine. Like I would not want to go back to being surrounded by men all day at work. Like I don't know how you do it, Susan.
I was gonna say, Susan, what's your because you're tech, so yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine you're mostly
I mean, I
male
guess you're
dominated.
in the last few, I'm sure in the last years you've seen a lot of change, but
I've seen a,
beforehand,
yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of change, but I have the opposite view. I've probably only had one good female boss in my whole entire time, and women are the women bosses that I've had have been like horribly just worse than the men.
Oh
Like,
wow,
yeah.
that's not good.
Um,
do you think that's to women in or just in to like other women or in general just terrible at what they were doing?
I think they are terrible to other women in our See You Next Tuesdays.
Yeah, like,
Like
and do you think
they
that that's because they feel like for them to be at the level that they're at, that they have to
Is it
like,
insecurity? Is
I
that what you're
think
asking?
yeah,
that I think
yeah,
there is
exactly.
it's not an insecurity, but I think that we've been told there's only limited space for women to be there, and I think there's room for everyone at the table.
Yeah,
Like there's room for all different kinds of businesses. Like someone will be like, I can't have another, I don't know, t-shirt shop on this street. Like I
yeah,
think it just depends on what the market looks like. But a lot of the women that I know that are, I would say 40 plus, and this is different. I would say it's anyone over 40. Most of the women are not, they're not nice.
yeah.
Hmm.
I've
And I
I've
think it's
I have
interesting.
had that experience too, like in large offices with many women
Yeah.
working in those offices versus working in offices of the opposite demographic. It can be much more pleasant in the opposite demographic. Like I don't want to say drama because it's so cliche, but it's
Yeah.
fucking true. Like the
Yeah.
drama, I'm like, whoa, ladies, can we fucking
Oh yeah. No, I
we're here
yes,
to
yeah.
work,
No,
not
totally. Yeah.
to make, you know what I
A
mean? So I don't
television
know.
show, yeah, like yeah, exactly. A reality show in the meantime. I can
Yeah.
see that for sure. I mean, I think I just kind of like
See, and I've
don't.
had opposite. I've had it where the men are usually the drama queens. Isn't that crazy? And the women are there to work. But
Yeah.
And you were there with kind of younger males though, right? Younger? Do you think that
yeah,
played a role?
um, no, not
No.
necessarily. Yeah, because I mean, I can't say there's some other examples. I can't say where I've heard some of these, but I can tell you that couple people I know, it's kind of the same where the men kind of bitch and complain and they don't like when they are made to look bad and the women are kind of running them in circles. That's more the dynamic I see. It's like they're like
As an
used to the
ego thing.
status,
Yeah.
yeah, used to like the status quo, and the girl comes in and is like doing a better job, and they're like, oh, kind of pushing back and like, oh,
Well,
why are you doing? Which is not that's not how we do things around here, like kind of old school, new
Yeah.
school. That's where I see it is yeah, is the ego maybe.
Well, then maybe there's really no norm or generalization. I mean, each workplace, it just kind of,
Yeah.
the
Things
number
yeah.
of
different.
people, males, females, it might not be as much of a male female thing as it is just a work
Human thing.
dynamic thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are assholes and people are great. You get a
Yeah.
mix of both.
Yeah.
You take the
Yeah.
good, you take the bad, and there you have the facts of life.
The facts of life.
I
Yes.
do think
Exactly.
it was interesting what Susan said, though, that like there's like this kind of expectation that there's only so much room.
Yeah.
And I do feel like women have been made to feel like that a little bit, that like, we can't all be the prettiest. You can't all be the skinniest. You can't all be the top. You can't all be the winner. And so like, in that there becomes yeah, competition and whatnot. And I think that that's ridiculous because men, like, there was never an idea that like men couldn't, get to the top. And there's obviously room for tons of CEOs and billionaires and whatnot.
I mean, I don't even know if there's any women see billionaires. Ask
There are
Chad. We
Yeah,
have no.
Yeah,
billionaires.
there's a
there
few.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's
there's
a
quite a
few.
few.
But I would say
Oprah,
the top 10 are probably all men.
probably top 10.
Yeah,
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 but there are William
yeah.
Billy. Oprah, and then who's the little singer gal?
Ariana
The
Grande?
no, the no,
Lady
the
Gaga?
no, the blonde
Taylor Swift.
that's dating Taylor
Oh, Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
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 She's a billionaire, right? I think
Yeah.
so. We should
Wasn't I
look that
thought
up.
Kim Kardashian had hit up billionaire status and didn't like the sister a while ago. She was like the youngest billionaire or
Oh,
whatever.
Kylie.
Yeah.
Apparently there's
But
406 female billionaires.
There you go.
That's pretty
ooh.
good.
How many billionaires are there in the world? Like or in the United States?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
don't
kind of curious.
know. But the number one billionaire, 101 billion, Alice Walton of the Walmart
Yeah, she owns
fortune.
Walmart.
Yeah. And
She's
There's
number
then
apparently
one.
of
900
women,
to 1,000 billionaires in the United
In the
States.
United States. Okay.
Wait, how many did you say?
Well, I think the number one billionaire, there's 900 to 1,000. I think the number one
And
billionaire for women is actually the heir to the L'Oreal, but she's not in the US.
no, she's
Oh,
number two. She's
Oh,
81 billion. Alice Walton is number one with 101 billion. And then
who's
oh wow.
France Myers, L'Oreal Cosmetics.
Francois.
Francois?
Sure, sure. Francois,
Francoise?
81 Francoise? Francoise? Yeah. And then Jacqueline Mars is number four. And then number three is Julia Koch Industries,
And
72 billion.
those are all people that have like inherited their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's like they didn't create anything.
Right.
Like they just have,
They're keeping it though. That's
inherited this
good. I
over
mean, keeping
time.
it, not
Yeah,
blowing through it
no, yeah,
is saying something these days.
no, sure, yeah.
Blow your fortune pretty good. Um,
Life's
yeah, but
expensive.
have you guys noticed, I mean, from when we were in our 20s to now, have you noticed in general attitudes changing of men and women, how they generally look at one another or kind of respond to one another? I don't know. Or do you
I
think
would
it's kind
say,
of par for the
I would
course?
say I've noticed definitely everyone just expects women to be gamers and ballers in the business arena these days. I don't think anyone is surprised by it anymore. But that's just
No,
my
I
yeah,
perception.
no,
hear
I
I hear
don't.
one more time, I'm a boss babe. I think I'm gonna shoot myself.
Yeah.
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 Well, I think women now are just expected to, of course, like do it all. For how long did we say we can have it all, we can do it all, and now
Well, but
they're
some of that's choice. I mean, I think some
for
of that has
sure.
backfired a little
Oh
bit.
yeah,
I think a
Yeah.
lot of women are
absolutely.
like, I don't want to
I
fucking
don't
do it
want to
all.
fucking do it
I
all.
want to go back to the
Absolutely.
kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
You
You
guys
know?
watch that show, Ted on, I think it's on Peacock. It's about the teddy bear.
No, I
What's
have
his name?
never seen those
No, I've
movies
just seen the
either.
movies.
The movies are okay, but the TV show is pretty funny. But the mom, oh my God, the chick that plays the mom is hilarious. She's like just kind of like the goofy kind of 90s mom, and they both get a job at Dunkin' Donuts. This new season. And her husband's like, well, who's going to do the cooking and who's going to do the cleaning and who's going to do the laundry? And she's like, well, I will. And he's like, good. Well, as long as it's still 50-50. And I'm just like, fuck her.
Yeah,
So they're both working full time and she's doing like everything
yeah,
else. Like, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. That's how it was growing up in my houthousehold anyway. Yeah. That is true. I
that's
mean, we
good.
kind of we kind of have to. I mean, I don't have kids, but a lot of women have to work full time and do a lot of the, housekeeping and
Yeah. Well, and if
house
you choose to
maintenance.
be single, I mean, a lot of people now are making the choice. It's like you don't just automatically partner up or get married or whatever to, have somebody to split all of those things with you. So,
Right.
if you're single, you're doing all that shit for yourself.
Well, and
So then
then
there's
even if you're not single, I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, Carolyn, weren't you
totally.
saying somebody didn't know how to like replace a trash bag a couple
Yeah.
episodes ago? It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't imagine being married to somebody like that I could
Okay,
do.
Yeah.
that would
I have
be
to like do everything or like,
was that the episode I was not on?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I don't know. It was,
who does not know how to replace a trap?
uh,
so, well, in context,
Okay.
it was, I was at it was for my brother's wedding, and we were at my sister's
Oh,
house.
that's right. I do remember this. It was one
Yeah,
of the boys.
one of the
Yeah,
boys, and
boys.
he's like, I take the garbage out.
Out. Yes.
I
I
don't
don't
replace the
replace
bag.
the
And I was
bag.
like, what? You're
No.
26. You don't know how to replace the bag? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So it wasn't, he's very self-sufficient and
That's
Yeah.
good.
is an electrician and works 50 hours a week and is making good money and moved out of the house. He's a good boy.
Yeah.
But I was
Trash
like,
bags are
The
I'm like,
household chores maybe
figure
not so.
out where the trash bags are, bro.
not. That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
hilarious though. Um, what do you guys think about I mean, what is it where they're saying women make like 70% of what men make in
I think it's
a lot
higher.
of,
I mean, I think
what's
it's
that?
higher now. I think it's higher now, but it's still ridiculous that we would make that there's, a pay discrepancy at
Are
all.
there
You're doing
parameters on that statistic? Like, is it in certain fields? Is that overall over every
Well, it
I
has
think
to
it's
be in
point of
certain
overall.
employment? Or,
fields.
No, I think it's
yeah.
overall. I think women still to this day, regardless of the field, make 30% less than men.
I
Okay,
mean,
but
I
I would say
know
in certain fields, women make more. I mean,
I
like I
I
know as
will
sir, I
I
know as
got
servers, women make more money than men typically.
Mm,
So
is it what do you is it the average hourly rate that they make more, or is it their tipping they make more?
tipping.
I would say in tipping, like so front of the house because more women are in the front of the house, not in the back of the house. So yes,
No,
I would
yeah.
say in our industry, it's yes, when front of the house always makes more money than back of the house, and
I'm
front of the house females make more than
I'm
men.
also for salary transparency. I think it only helps everyone if everyone divulges what they make to get the other people better off.
Yeah,
When I was taking a new job, I was consulting with someone that I knew that was in the same position who happened to be a man. And he was like, Here's what I make." And I was like, interesting. They offered me 15K less. And I
But
went
that's
back
to
and,
start, right? How long has he
yeah,
been there?
a year.
Oh, okay.
We're the same level.
yeah, no,
So then
they'll
I went back and was negotiated, and I was like, I'm not taking this job for X less. And so I got what I wanted. But I was like, thanks for
when
sharing that. He's like, no, I appreciate you being trans. He's like, I don't care. We should all be paid the same.
well when you say yeah, transparency is in your field. Is that not looked like? Are you supposed to not tell people what you make? Are you not
Mm,
supposed to share
I
that?
think in
no, no one
most
does.
fields,
Most
you
fields they
don't.
Most
don't.
fields you are not.
No.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
No
I
one
can
knows.
so weird.
I
That's
can tell
so
you
weird.
that
That's so
I
weird.
think we're just conditioned not to ask what we want. That happened to me early on in my career, and I happened to have a good relationship with the guy that we came up in the training together, and he said, yeah, they're giving me, I mean it was like a very minimum base pay. He was $2,000 more than me per month, and we're talking like $2,000 a month for the base, and he was at 4,000, and I was like, oh really? And I had no idea I could even ask. And so ever since then, I just ask now. I'm just like, nope, that was just a lesson. You don't know what you don't know type of thing. I don't know if it was because
Yeah,
I was a man or a woman versus a man, but yeah, they
yeah,
were not going to give it to me unless I asked.
Unless
And
you
so,
ask. I
yeah.
remember
yeah,
at
Yeah.
Butte Creek when we worked there in college, and he got super pissed because I asked Al. I had been there less time, but I asked Al for a raise. Went right to his face and was like, "You need to give me a raise, man." And he did, and you were like, "What the fuck?" And I was like,
I'm sure
"Dude, you
sure I
have
went
to
and got
fucking
one right
ask."
after.
You
Yeah.
did. You were pissed, and I was like, "Man, you got to put it on the line. You got to ask.
But I
Yeah.
You have
think
to
that
ask."
could also be in the discrepancy in pay discrepancies. Like women haven't been
We
like
just don't ask some of the
we
time, I
don't ask. We
think.
weren't trained to ask. You're trained to be polite,
Yeah, and they're
and
not
you're
Yeah.
going to
trained to be.
offer it if they don't have
If
to.
you're not exactly, they're not. Nobody's gonna be like, you have done so great. We are
Yeah.
gonna give you. I mean, maybe. I mean, if I was a boss, I would do that. I'd be like, you know what? Here's a raise. You've done a great job.
Well, and
But
I mean, a lot of companies do
don't do that. Yeah,
annual raises, but I mean, I guess a lot of companies don't.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. A lot of companies probably don't.
I mean, I think the
Because
main message is like, the we have to have an International Women's Day because women have had to fight for all of the things that we have. Period. Point blank. Men got the world, and we've got to ask for what we want out of it or fight for what we want out of it. But like he who holds the power, doesn't have to ask.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
And
I think it's
and I
good.
think that's just also history,
well,
and
yeah, of
is it
course. That's what I
unfortunate?
mean.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think, I mean, like I said, my perspective, I feel like we're doing pretty good, and we're, cream's rising to the top, and I
Yeah.
don't feel like we're, held down or discriminated against in as a like common thing. But that's just my perception.
Well, I think we're in a state, a state where that's not in communities where maybe that hasn't been the case. I mean, we were raised in kind of a
I think
upper
we
middle
all
class.
have
Yeah,
white privilege. If you were to ask a
Yeah.
yeah,
Hispanic female, a black female,
Thank
or
you.
any
Yeah.
one of
we
them
do.
They
wasn't
would thank you.
white,
They would not.
I
Yeah.
think that it would be a different. I'm just thinking. I think
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, Caroline. I feel
Yeah.
like my life has been pretty good as a woman. I've not run into too many issues. I've run into a couple.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yes.
just think we have it better off than.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
had
I mean, not to,
supportive parents, and we
So
put the
like
food on the
so an
table, and
Asian woman, you would just say automatically that she would answer that question as no, she's been
Oh
depends on
yeah,
what part of Asia.
unprivileged in some fashion.
I'm saying my sister-in-law who is Asian, I would guarantee, and I should text her and ask her. I can guarantee you, she if you were to ask her as a female, do you feel like you like your life is pretty good, or do you feel like that you like
You've
it
had a
took?
hard time because of being a female, not because of being Asian, but because of being a female. And you
Yeah,
think that she would say that she's had a hard life as a female.
yeah, I do. And I think it's like I think it could be. I don't want to assume, but I also think there might be more different stereotypes for females in different type of cultures
Oh,
too.
definitely
absolutely.
Sure,
culturally, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
just
stereotypes are a real
But
thing. Yeah.
but I also think like she grew up in the United States. Like she's upper middle class. Like I still think that she's probably felt challenges that we haven't.
well,
Yeah.
And
a lot of culturally males in a lot of cultures are put they're on a pedestal, and women are just there to basically provide. I mean, I think that's huge. And also a lot of women, I mean, I can't tell you how many women I know that were sexually abused growing up. I mean, like,
Almost every one of
oh my
them.
God. I mean, that sets you behind
I
too.
don't know a woman
Just-
who doesn't have a Me Too movement or like a Me Too story during that movement of
yeah.
some sort, of some degree, of
So
yeah,
some creepy
there's
babysitter,
that.
some creepy, yeah,
if you think
exactly.
about it, if you
Always.
think about how women are treated, and I'm just giving since we're talking about sexual sex assault or whatever you want to call it, if you think about it, we were always told never to walk alone, always to be home before the street lights, bad
Yeah.
things happen after midnight. And it's
Yeah.
never the reverse of, well, what did he do?
Yeah.
It's more like, what did you do?
What did you do? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that in life, it still goes on to today. Like when you're thinking about that, everyone
Yeah.
still sides with the male. It's not
What did
like,
you do to
tell me
bring
what the
that kind of
facts, let's figure this
attention?
out.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
always negative. I want gets you know,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, if you can bring, so we're talking about two different things, right? So
yeah,
if you can bring it in your career, and you can ask for what you deserve, and you have a boss that sees your value, that's one thing. But then, yeah, there are all the stereotypes. I mean, I mean, yeah, what could I have done differently? Or you're made to look like, the woman's made to look like the slut because of what she was wearing or what she was doing, and when she was raped or sexually assaulted. I mean, that is stuff that I think we're pretty fortunate. I think all of us, the way we were raised, having families that were, for the most part, involved. But a lot of women don't think have that, or have that
Yeah.
protection, or have
yeah,
somebody looking out for them. And then maybe they're living in neighborhoods where they have to take three buses to get home at night. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's
Well, the woman,
terrifying.
one of the women that was at General yesterday was speaking. I mean, blonde, blue-eyed, looked just like any normal all-American girl, and she was trafficked by like, a friend kind of that like, but she was like, I grew up in a very unstable environment. Both my parents were addicts, and had spent time in jail. Now they're clean, and she's like, the only reason that like things didn't go farther for me was because when this person was around when I brought this person around my family, they could they knew something was up because they've been in that kind of, like of a environment or around people of that. So they were like, nope, you're bad news. Something's wrong. You're moving in with us. And, things ended. But she didn't look like your typical person that would be trafficked into something, that,
It's terrifying
um,
that with all like the tech that we have and all the cameras and everywhere, that trafficking seems like it's on the rise.
yeah,
Yeah, because I
yeah,
think it's more
yeah,
easier to connect
How,
people
I
over the
mean,
internet.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you'd also think it would be harder to get away with
to hide. Yeah,
grabbing somebody with
exactly.
hiding.
Yeah.
And that just makes me
I
think,
don't
God,
think
The
it's
dark
I
there's
don't think it's
web.
always, and I was gonna say I also don't think it's always just this grab, like we always think that it's the boogeyman grabbing somebody off the street or, some rapist grabbing someone off the street. It is not, it doesn't work like that. It's people that or people you're hanging out with a bad crowd and it's one of their friends, and it's shady and it's like underbelly, but it
And
is not,
there's money in it.
yeah,
And I think the access availability has grown a millionfold with the internet. And
yeah,
so
bad.
so
it's
much opportunity.
accessible and the opportunity is everywhere. And so the
Hmm.
market has grown.
So gross.
Frightening. It's frightening. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like that people want to buy humans and
So
usually,
it's just
children. And
so
yeah, you're like,
disturbing.
what?
Children,
Yeah,
women. Yeah. And I know
Boys.
there's
I mean,
yeah,
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 children,
yeah.
children. Yeah. Children
yeah.
and women. Yeah. They would be considered.
Boys can be children.
Boys can be children. And then, there was some pretty disturbing stats Julie had shared with me a while back about like Native American women. I guess that there's like a really large percentage of them that get sexually
Yes,
abused or kidnapped or murdered
yes, yes,
without consequence.
yes.
And I don't know
Well,
if that's why that
a lot of
necessarily
Native
is.
American people like, well, I mean, if you're living on reservations or whatnot, a lot of people
Different
they don't deal with the
police.
cops.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
exactly. So when you're not dealing with the cops and you're only dealing with, people that and whatnot, I mean, it would be very easy to, pers-
I mean,
Discipline.
yeah,
we were sterilizing Native
yeah,
American women up until like I think 10 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
that's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I know that yes, the cream is rising to the top and we are getting places and like things are better
Slowly.
for women now. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Sure. But I mean, there's just still so far to go. The other night I just had this epiphany and I was like, you think men just really hate women because we create life and they like cannot like actually create life, so they have to oppress the creator of life because they can't do it.
I don't think they're
What?
that deep.
Oh,
I don't think they think that much about
oh
it.
my God. Because I was like, man, why? I don't get it. I was like trying to come up with some like, there's gotta be an
No,
answer. There's gotta be a reason. And
I
I
think
was
it's
like,
all ego. I mean, I don't think all men hate
exactly.
women by any
Well,
means,
no,
but
I didn't, yeah.
but
But
I think the ones that don't respect
When
them,
it
it's
comes to,
probably
when it's
because
been
they were rejected
institutionalized for
at
so
some,
long, though, like, I mean, we're
well,
talking about this has been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries. Like, who rejected, like, Ben Franklin? Who rejected, like, Thomas Jefferson? You know what I mean? Like,
well,
was
a
it
lot of
really that? I mean, why? I just don't understand. Like, I just want to know. I would wish I could have been there at the beginning of time to even understand why. Yeah, like, why? What? I don't get it.
I think a lot of men that
I
don't
don't know. I don't
respect
know the
women
answer.
probably think
Yeah.
that we're just here for, we're here to provide a scratch for an itch, essentially. I think a lot of men, the ones that don't like women, I think that's part of it. It's they just don't, I don't
But it's
know.
interesting because they're often the ones that have wives, they're often the ones that have daughters and sisters and family men, kind of, and you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. It's the hypocrisy and it just doesn't make any sense. And I can't figure out what the purpose of it is, what it provides, yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't get
yeah, I
it.
mean,
Power,
there's
power,
Yeah.
control, ego. And I think, again, I think like the access to depravity and pornography, it's
Yeah.
become so like available that I just think it has warped people's sense of normal.
Okay. Because I don't get it.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we all reach for an explanation that makes sense. And really,
Yeah,
there's just not anything that
yeah,
Yeah.
you can say and be like, oh, well,
yeah.
that's it. You
No, I
know,
Yeah.
know. It's like, I mean, I yes, some people came from bad households, some people were abused, and some, and had terrible things happen to them, and then it's just like the psychology of that and generational trauma and stuff. But I'm like, but a lot of people didn't and don't do those things, and like, I don't know. It's just
I know.
wild. It's just wild to me, and um, yeah,
Good and evil. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is when you get into that whole, side of things,
yeah,
it's like it
yeah,
is
Some
hard
dark shit.
to it's
yeah,
hard to wrap your head around and be like, how do I make sense of what these people are
yeah,
doing? Because it's
Capable of
Let's just,
doing.
brain
yeah. Let's
doesn't
compute.
compute.
No, let's just say if it was between the man and the bear, I want a
Who's the
woman.
bear?
Take a woman. But I would choose the bear every time.
I didn't get the bear thing.
I don't
Oh,
get
you don't?
pregnant
You haven't heard
either.
this? You guys
No.
haven't heard this? Where
I
they
No.
basically went around and asked like women. This was trending like, I don't know, what, 6 months, a year ago. They were saying if you were trapped out in the wilderness, would you rather have like a loose
Oh,
man
oh,
or a loose bear?
bear.
Bear.
100%.
And they were saying like
Yeah.
every woman, and they're like, how
Yeah.
sad is that as a representative to like how safe or coveted women feel in a male presence that they would fucking choose a wild animal that could maul you to death over having a man out there, in the dark who could do the same thing.
Well, that makes more sense now. I'm like, what is she talking about? A bear and a man? Like,
Is this a gay thing that I
yeah.
don't get?
Oh. Well, ladies, that was a good one. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your opinions. So, if to our listeners, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like us to talk about on the Karens, you can email us at info@thekarenspodcast.com. That's info at thekarenspodcast.com. And you can hear us every Monday on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and Castbox. All right, Susan, you want to take it out?
Yeah, thanks for listening to Karen's, where we have opinions on everything and we're experts on nothing. Have a good day.
Ooh,
Sexy.
stamp it.